Thank you.
Yeah.
This is one of two shoes with black and white ribbon.
No, and could you show again his little shoe?
Lots of use a Spanish word caca during 90 minutes. This is from mine. This one's definitely from mine. Redmond said the Pope said it genuinely shocked to hear about the 6,000 babies who died and 3,000 banishments.
He was quite shocked. He didn't really know the difference between, I suppose, the Magdalene laundries and mother and baby homes and industrial schools. There was somebody there from clerical abuse. But he listened to each and every one of us with respect and compassion. Yeah. What's Ronan, is it?
Yeah. Well, it's a combination.
Well, I suppose I never thought, having been born in a mother and baby home in 1970, that we would eventually get to meet the Pope, the head of the Catholic Church, and for him to listen to us and to the brutality that went on in this country. What we have taken away, myself and Paul Redmond, is that we asked him for the 100,000 survivors, that they didn't commit a sin, and certainly for the mothers that they weren't evil and they weren't the devil if they went looking for their children, and vice versa. And that's what we were told by the Catholic Church. So he's going to address that tomorrow at the end of his Mass. So I think that that's an incredible achievement for Ireland. And today, I was actually crying in the bedroom. I was going, oh my God, she would be so... I turned my back on the church because I suppose the church saw us as bastards, and they hid so much from us, even our original baptism certs. I wasn't baptised, Clodagh Malone, and there was so much anger there. And the church have never really been that kind to us.
It's just so impressive.
And it's
honestly, it takes a lot.
Us as survivors, we want to move on, and certainly for this pain to leave us and to be acknowledged. And certainly today for myself and Paul, we felt it was an extremely powerful interview, and there was a great peace, I felt, coming out.
We gave the Pope this letter as well in English. It's the priest who was there has written a book about saving the Irish Church.
Do the roots. Yeah.
And we feel we did get a lot positive from the Pope. We got movement on at least one issue, as Clodagh said, about the Pope is going to make it clear that essentially the nuns lied to single mothers who lost their children to adoption. They were told it was a mortal sin and they'd burn in hell if they went looking for their children, and the Pope is going to make it clear that there is no sin in that. So that's a big step forward for a lot of elderly women, particularly in the countryside in Ireland, who have lived 30, 40, 50, 60 years in fear. That will mean a lot to them. So,
And he kept the other baby shoe.
he kept the other one.
So he knew exactly.
And we listed out the orders of nuns who ran the homes. And we've asked the Pope to contact them and tell them to apologise, acknowledge what they did, and to refund all the money and to pay the full costs of redress and inquiries in Ireland, which they should have done a long time ago. It is morally reprehensible that they haven't. So hopefully we'll get some movement on that, but if nothing else, it feels good to tell the Pope that these orders of nuns were so horrific, inflicted such dreadful horrors in this country, and have gotten away with it stone free. I hope in that way he's giving his blessing to Baby Shoes Remember, and as a few years down the road, and hopefully he took an interest in what we were saying. He seemed genuinely to want to listen. He didn't really seem to have a deep understanding of what happened in Ireland in terms of institutional abuse, and I took a few minutes to explain to him that while the rest of the world closed down institutions from 1900, the Catholic Church kept them going in Ireland into the 80s and 90s, and he was quite shocked by that, and shocked by the fact that 150,000 women and children went through those institutions. And he was taken aback when I told him about the banished babies being sold to America, over 3,000 babies, that the babies in the homes were used for medical experiments and vaccine trials, that at least 6,000 babies died in all the homes. And he put his hands up to his head like he was really like, oh my God. And he drew a lot of parallels with what happened in Argentina and the grandmothers of the disappeared who were looking for their children. And that was nice that he could relate to what we were saying in Ireland.
So assured, he's going to say what you were expecting to say.
Yeah.
He apologised to all of us for what had happened, and that meant a lot to all of us. Now, I don't know if that's an official church apology for everything that happened, but he certainly apologised to us. And it's hard to know exactly what the translation was, but it certainly meant a lot to me personally. I felt it was an important first step to hear those apologies, and hopefully it'll be the start of a really, really big formal apology. But as we all said to him, and everybody made it clear, words are one thing, but they have to be followed through with actions.
Sorry.